This is my portrait of Felix Cameron. He's a double Logie winner for his role in Boy Swallows Universe. I think he won Best Lead Actor and Best New Talent at the Logies last year. And he's just won the Best Lead Actor in a Drama as well.
Yeah,
he's
right.
only 15, so it's pretty incredible. I was pretty inspired by his work, so I jumped at the chance to meet him and get the chance to paint his portrait. The trees nearly killed me. I'm definitely not a landscape painter, and so I actually put the call out on Instagram saying, any landscape painters who can help me paint trees, I need your help. And I got some good help from some friends who taught me not to try and paint every little leaf and to try and make it a bit more gestural. And
yeah, well, portraiture is your genre. You won the People's Choice in 2022.
Yes.
That must have been an amazing experience.
That was probably one of the best feelings of my life. It was incredible. I mean, Sam Johnson is just a lovely man, and it was really great to share that with him.
Somehow, when you know it's a People's Choice, it's sort of almost more of an award.
Yeah,
than
well, you
winner.
you feel invincible, and then you really get knocked down the next year.
Yeah, so I painted Shona Martyn, who is a wonderful journalist, editor in book publishing and head of the Walkley Foundation. Shona's a very colourful character. She's got great fashion and fantastic hair, and she's just a lot of fun and very interesting woman. Shona also laughs a lot, so it was really hard to get her to kind of sit, because it's very hard sketching somebody when they're laughing and very animated. So having Shona sit still was actually part of the challenge.
Yeah, right. And you've been a finalist in the Archibald before with those very interesting figurine-type portraits. You decided not to go with that this time?
Yeah, so I did a few sketches of Shona as a figurine, and I decided this year that I'd go out on a limb and do something a bit different. I did want to incorporate the plant, so so I've gone against my own kind of still life tradition and created an actual portrait. So yeah, a little different this year.
It's painted near where I live. I live out near Richmond, and this is at Dyarubbin, and it's like an aerial view from just before the last big floods, because every time we have a flood, it changes it evolves, and the whole river moves, and it's a conjunction between the Gross River, the Nepean, and the Hawkesbury River, so it's where they all connect.
And it's an aerial view, but
Yes.
you were telling me that it wasn't, you didn't just get a drone or anything.
No,
Can you tell me a bit about how you did it?
I've been there for 50 plus years, lived at Castlereagh, but I go there and I sort of know that landscape because I've painted from ground looking out at all those different places. So in your head, it's not, truly accurate, but in your head you have this image of what it would look like.
I've got this fetish for flowers, and when I start, it escalated from a small picture to this.
Wow.
I'm a highly colourful painter, and it comes out in my collage, and at the moment I can't stop doing it.
Yeah. Well, I can see the colour in your clothes as well. Tell me, how'd you get started painting?
Well, I did it at school, and then I was a bricklayer and ended up with melanomas. At the start, I had a phobia about sleeping, so I didn't sleep because I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
So Michael Rose, a very good friend of mine, sent me up some paints and brushes, and that was 7 years ago. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing at this stage of life.
It's called Modern Venus, and it's a painting of Lorraine, Cipriotis, who is a lecturer and art historian at National Art School, and she makes all her own clothes. And to get her students engaged with the work, she actually makes the outfit to resonate with the painting. So this is from Veronese's painting of Mars and Venus with Cupid and a dog. The pose isn't actually reflecting the work, it's more reflecting her, but the chiaroscuro and the whole proposition is kind of a nod to the Renaissance, yeah.
And is portraiture your main genre?
Yeah, and women, I just think like women need to be acknowledged a lot more for their contributions to society and who they are in the world, and I just think people like Lorraine don't get that, so that's why I wanted to paint her.
This piece is called Floral Coral, and I painted this from memory, from free diving in Australia's beautiful seascapes. I feel like the seascape is not usually seen by many people. It's just above the surface. You just see waves and just the surface of the water. But once my head is submerged underneath the water, it's my solace.
I can really feel that movement in the brush strokes. I feel like it's a very emotive work.
Well, yes, I guess because my practice is that I do paintings in one session, in one sitting. I don't eat, I don't drink, I forget to. I actually do this in a fury within a day, one day. And it's probably, it's just really reflective of my personality in that when I tunnel vision, I can't stop. And if I stop, I won't pick it up again.
Congratulations, Kim, on this brilliant portrait of Jane Guthleben. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, the actual painting was taken from a sitting with Jane in her studio. I did one of her workshops a few years ago and just really valued her knowledge and skills. And I wanted to paint someone who had meaning in the art world, and she was kind enough to let me do that.
And how did you come up with the whole composition?
Yeah, I wanted to do something big. I'd spent a bit of time researching previous Archie portraits in Orange when they went on tour there, because I'm from a regional area. And I was looking at all the sizes, and I sort of decided on a size that I wanted to do and then worked to fit Jane within that. I had a different background in mind. I loved her applegum blossoms, except that I realised it wasn't going to work with the skin tones, and so then I changed to the greenery, which I do love, yeah.
Well, it was actually an old photo from a few years ago when we initially moved into the house in Lilyfield, and we had no kids, just pets.
So you had a cockatoo and a cat?
We always had pets. These were the first couple, cockatoo and the cat. Then I think I've had 5 dogs, so we've always been a pet family, you know what I mean? I've always painted off and on over the years, and, you know, I didn't go to art school. It was just basically a hobby, you know. It's always been a hobby, and now I'm retired, obviously. I spend more time at it, and I'm really, really glad to have it, you know.